Hey guys, what's up? Darcy here at 6 Strings 9 Lives, back for, well, not an unboxing video. This has already been unboxed, unpackaged, whatever you want to say. I've had this set here for about approximately a week. I'm talking about the brand new set from Overkill, of course, the Atlantic Years, 1986 to 1994. But I thought, you know what, I'm not going to, pass up a chance to talk about my favorite thrash band that I've been, I actually discovered Overkill on their second album, Taking Over, way back in 1987, and really have never looked back. Never missed a release. Always an event when something Overkill related comes out. But what I thought I would do today is give you my thoughts about the sets, about the full set, its value. And we'll take a quick look at each one. I'm sure you've watched one of those unboxing videos already. But we'll do a couple comparisons to I do have 2 reissues of 2 of these albums, and I do have 1 original pressing. But the big draw for me when I saw that this was going to be available was there's some, the 3 I don't have are very difficult to get, very costly, and I thought, what a great way to get all 6 albums that were on Atlantic Records all in one shot. So I was very excited about it. Still am. There's a couple little issues that we'll mention along the way, but overall, so I'm here in Canada. I got in on the pre-order for about $200 Canadian, so you can convert that into your currency. So that is about $33 per album versus original pressings of this, which could be, in good condition, or a VG plus is what I would be looking for. You're looking at hundreds of dollars, $100, $200 per album. So the value's there. We'll talk a little bit about, sound quality, things like that. And then I thought I'd wrap up this video with a little mini ranking of these 6 albums. You know what? Overkill's coming out with they will be coming out with a brand new album here, probably, I would say, first quarter of 2022, which would be their 20th studio album. So this 6 albums only represents 30% of what Overkill's put out for studio material. It's a great snapshot of this band. I would say out of these 6 albums from this set, they don't sound the same. There's something different about it. They've used a couple different producers, things like that, but we can mention some of that as we go. And also, I did a full ranking on all 19 studio albums of Overkill. If you'd like to check that, I'll leave a link in the description, because I'll rank these 6, but I won't tell you kind of where they fit into the big picture for me. But longtime fan, love the band. So let's take a quick look at the box. And the box is, I think it's very sturdy. The one complaint that I see and I've heard already is the box is too big, and I do agree. There is the spine, but it's textured. You can see the shiny black on kind of a textured box. And here's the back. This is not right on the box. This is a printed sheet that is just attached to the back of the box. And here is the way it sits. If you're looking at it like this and it's displayed on your shelf, whether you display it this way or you display the spine, it looks okay. You can't really tell if the box is too big, but if you do flip it like this, it's definitely got a huge gap in it there. And if my OCD would let me put this in there, there's plenty of room for Feel the Fire. So yeah, this set does not include their first album, but it definitely fits in there nicely. Plenty of room. I don't know what happened, as far as the box being too big. I ran into the reverse problem with that a few years back with the Iron Maiden set 1980 to 1988. The box was too small. So what they did is you were able to email them or get a hold of them for a slightly bigger box. And I'm talking that is all you needed. So I don't think that'll happen with this set, but let's take a quick look at each album. And like I said, I do have 3 of them on some shape or form of vinyl to compare them to. And I got a chance, like I also said, I got a chance to spin them. So I'm going to do, I'll tell you a little bit about what I found out sound-wise. And I do have some of my original CDs here to compare some artwork to. Let's start off with the album that I discovered them on, 1987's Taking Over. We won't talk much about the songs or stuff like that, but this is, the artwork on here is really, really good, and I'm going to compare it to my Music on Vinyl pressing from, I think that's 2014 or something. I'll check the back, 2017 maybe. But this artwork is very close up. It's really close to the CD, the original CD. I don't have an original pressing on vinyl, but we'll quickly go through. I keep saying quickly. It won't be quickly. Now, the vinyl. What they've done is on the A side they have the custom center ring there with just the low, kind of a smaller picture or condensed version of the cover. And then on each B side, it shows the track listing for both. And what I did like about this set, I wasn't looking for any extras. I didn't need extra tracks. I didn't need a big booklet. If they're going to keep the price down, which I still think is fairly reasonable, not outrageous. But what I was looking for was, kind of a nice replica or rendition, a replica of the original inner. And they've done that too. Right down there's original drummer and co-founding member of this band, Rat Skates. By the way, if you've never watched Born in a Basement, the early start of how Overkill got going, check it out. I think it's on Netflix, Born in a Basement. Rat Skates' real name is Lee Kudrat, and original drummer on the first two albums. But yeah, good job on the inner sleeve. The vinyl's good, and we will compare this one up to my Music on Vinyl copy. Little shinier, that is about it, because the artwork is identical. And this did come out in 2014 reissue on Music on Vinyl. As far as I know, that's the only one that was reissued by Music on Vinyl. But this one, sound wise, Music on Vinyl wins this one. It is definitely louder. The reissue, you do have to turn up to get this level of sound. I think possibly a little bit of the bottom end is lost on this one too compared to this one. But I only have 3 to compare them to, and I'll just tell you what I discovered. But overall, this Music on Vinyl version is still out there for a reasonable price. Probably $35, tops $40. So definitely out there. Next up, Under the Influence, 1988. This one gets kind of crapped on here and there, but it's a great album. And they did an awesome job on this cover. I'm going to show you this is the only original pressing I have to compare it to for you. But right down to the, looking up through the Hello from the Gutter up into the skyline, the iconic picture, the Twin Towers are back there. Yeah, great job on the front cover. There's the back cover. And I'll quickly show you the vinyl. And as I've mentioned already, these original, versions of the inner sleeve, I love it when they don't get off track with those. This one is lyrics, everything's there. Quickly show you the vinyl on that one. Very cool center ring and A side, B side right there. And I will show you my original pressing, and the only difference is, to me, is there's a couple little subtle things, but the glossiness of the original. Here is the reissue in behind. But as far as the artwork and just, sharpness of the logos, it's all good. Backside, the only difference is we got, on the original pressing, we got more of a shade of blue versus a shade of purple on the back. But other than that, fine, no problem there. Let me just want to keep these up for that little mini ranking after. Next up, now this was a big draw for me because an original pressing of the Years of Decay is out of my price range, and generally to find one in good condition is tough too. I'm somebody that if I saw one and it was in great shape and I had to pay the price, but just you know, through Discogs or something like that. I don't get to see it actually until, you know, I've already paid for it. But anyways, the Years of Decay. And I would say, you know, please, in the comments, let me know you have an original pressing. Right off the bat, it's a little, you know, a little shininess would do this a lot of good. But overall, the artwork, the actual artwork is exactly what I would imagine it to be. Very, very, well, it is super close to the original. Like I said, maybe minus a little bit of shininess. There's the back cover of that. Would love to get an original pressing of that someday, and we'll see. I haven't given up yet, that's for sure. This is a Thrasher piece. There is the center, custom center ring, pretty cool. And there's the center ring, which lists the tracks, full track listing. What was I going to tell you? Oh, I was going to tell you too that I totally forgot. Sound-wise, on the original pressing of Under the Influence versus the reissue, definitely a little louder on the original pressing. And I still, you know, I don't have a super trained ear for this stuff, but I'm still think there's a little bit of the bottom end missing. I don't know if it's enough to really turn me off personally. It might be for you. I mean, I still have my original CDs. I have, you know, multiple, you know, those Overkill box set, this and that. And I don't know, they all sound okay to me, acceptable, let's say. But next up, we will, oh, and I keep putting these down here. We could save those for that little mini ranking. Next up is, and this one actually has some nice shine to it. This is a Horrorscope from 1991. After the Years of Decay, Bobby Gustafson left the band. They went to a 5-piece, you know, and like I said, I followed these guys for each album, so I love Bobby Gustafson. I think he's a fantastic guitar player, and I was really quite worried about what Overkill was going to put out next. But like the Years of Decay, this one's produced by Terry Date, and this is, I'm putting this right in the Thrasher piece category. Love this album. I do have a reissue back from 2017 here to show you and compare it to. But the artwork, like the logo, is just sharp. The original colors, which weren't on this reissue, but we'll show you that in a second. Definitely, if you are newer to Overkill, this would be an album that I would point you in the direction to check out. Here is the center ring. That is a little hard to see because of the dark green. And there is the other side with the track listing for both. And as I said, I do have a reissue. This is the reissue from 2017 from Rhino Records. Now, I grabbed this because I didn't have it and I wanted it, but wasn't happy with the cover. Here's the cover. This is what they did with it. They changed it to this kind of, you know, slime green or whatever. The logo and the whole cover is actually very fuzzy and blown up. You might not see it here, but you'll have to take my word for it on that one. And there's the back cover. And this one doesn't have an inner sleeve. It's very bare bones, no pun intended. But sound quality, the winner is the new reissue for sure. This one's actually quieter than the reissue. Now, I don't have an original pressing of Horrorscope to go on, but I'm plenty happy with this one, even right down to, like I said, a little bit of shine on there. Next up, now these two, I looked at the Cast in Stone reissues from a couple of years back, but there's lots of complaints on the sound, and I probably could look past that, but then there was different issues with what was listed in the track listing, and it was just wasn't, you know, especially I Hear Black, or no, I'm sure it was a WFO that was just a little off. But anyways, I passed on those. My philosophy lately is everything is going to get reissued at some point, so excuse me, sometimes it's just okay to just wait it out. So, but this one, out of the 6 of this set, this would be the one I would say would be the poorest poorliest done, or yeah, good English there. But the logo is fuzzy. It's actually, they've lost a little bit of the whole outside. Here's my original CD booklet. The logo's much sharper, and this one's a little bit more blown up. Not one of my favorite Overkill album covers in the first place, but if you're looking at it from here, it looks okay, and it's acceptable for sure. But just glad to have this, finally have this on vinyl. And here's the back cover, the back cover of the CD, so it's pretty much the same, other than the brown ring on here is a lighter brown on the CD, and a little darker here. But give you a quick look. And to me, I've never seen an original of this, but the center ring, I'll show you, the inner sleeve looks pretty darn accurate to me from a couple photos that I've seen on Discogs. And again, these paper sleeves are leaving a lot of, just lint and, white chunks of paper. So they definitely have to be turned over to some, anti-static, some MoFi sleeves, which I'll do. But here is the inner sleeve. Not the same paper as back in the day, but, good quality for sure. So glad they did that. And we will put that one here. Now, am I missing one from up here again? There we go. And then finally in the set, so I personally don't even know if this was ever reissued on vinyl. I know I Hear Black from 1993 has been reissued, but WFO, I don't know. This is from 1994, so a year later. Because I'll show you the inner sleeve here. I do have a slight minor critique of the inner sleeve. It almost seems a little made up to me. But overall, the cover is really good. The green has changed. I wish they would have kept more to that Overkill shade of green on the my original CD, but yeah, minor. I think this is very close to that cast in stone. If you've, obviously some of you guys have had one, and is it this shade of green? Back cover, which is actually the same picture in the CD booklet if you flipped it around. The back cover of the original CD is actually this. So that part, I think this is the same as the cast in stone one. Even right down to the font doesn't make a lot of sense. It's kind of just, standard basic font. But the original cover here, which also has a good, these guys are from New Jersey, so you can see the New York skyline with the Twin Towers. I'm not sure if that's the reason they didn't use that back cover. I don't know. But there is the track listing is definitely in some different font. But the inner sleeve, it just feels a little, it's very basic. There's no credits, nothing. All it is this side is the A side and all the lyrics. This is the B side and all the lyrics with, a small little Overkill logo here. It doesn't, and generally there's an instrumental on this album, which is a tribute to Chris Oliva from Savatage. May he rest in peace. It is called Rip Undone. It is not listed on here, but so yeah, let me know, was this ever pressed on vinyl? I've looked up on Discogs, and all as I see is the cast in stone one. So, but cool enough to have this, finally have this on vinyl. It sounds good to me. This album is definitely famous for that upfront bass sound in the mix, but there is that. And now we will, anyways, like I said before, for what you're paying for, I don't know what the aftermarket prices are going to turn out to be, but I would pay what I paid, but I don't think I'd pay more. I would say, that box being a little too big, that's one mark against it. There could have been a little bit more glossiness to these covers. And I don't know about this half-speed mastering, if that hampered the low end of these albums, but two out of three that I do have the original pressing and the music on vinyl, I would say sound-wise are better than these, but that other reissue from Rhino from 2017, I would say this reissue is better. Now, if you just want more volume, just put more volume. It's and as far as, like I said, I don't have a super trained ear for, you know, volume or EQ levels, and I, you know, anyways, let's end this up with a little bit of a mini ranking of these albums, and kind of put in your comments, do you have a favorite of these albums? Or I mean, if you're tuning into this, you must be an Overkill fan. So all right, coming, and I will mention some of my favorite tracks. Coming in at number 6, I Hear Black from 1993. First album with Tim Mallory on drums. Still have one of my favorite lineups. I love Merritt Gant and Rob Canavino on guitars when they went to a 5-piece. Still love that lineup too. But some tracks that I love, I Hear Black, the title track, Spiritual Void, Weight of the World. Those 3 tracks, awesome. Coming in at number 5, WFO from 1994. Self-produced album. Yes, that prominent bass sound, but you know what? I just think it gives the album character. And this still has a wicked guitar tone. It's a little thin sounding, but it is still very, I don't know, it rips. Definitely check out my favorite track, The Weight, New High in Lows. After that little bit of snippet from the movie Carlito's Way, and it rips into that guitar, it is, yeah, you'll know what I mean. Other songs, Under One, Supersonic Hate, Fast Junkie, which has the title of this album in it, which really stands for Wide Fucking Open. What else? Bastard Nation, Gasoline Dream. This whole album, very good songwriting. All the songs are good. I honestly can tell you that. Okay, coming in at number 4, 1988's Under the Influence. This one gets its share of shit for the thinner production from back in the day, but you know what? Late 80s, 1988, there's many albums that sound like this. It's kind of that 88 thrash sound. You have albums like Anthrax, State of Euphoria, Testament, Practice What You Preach. It all ties in. Same producer too, Alex Perry Ellis, but definitely a great album. It is to me. I know a lot of people rank it a little bit low, but it's still it's very solid. Check out the track Shred, Never Say Never, the kind of semi-hit, Hello from the Gutter, great track. Wrapping this album up with Overkill 3, Under the Influence, coming in at number 4. Coming in at number 3, and I mentioned this one earlier, Thrasherpiece. This is Horoscope from 1991. This is the first album to feature Canavino and Gant on guitars. Sid Falk is still on drums on this one. This one, I'll just name you my 3 favorite tracks. Coma, Thanks for Nothing, and my favorite track, overall track on here is called Nice Day for a Funeral, coming in at number 3. Leaving 2 left, coming in at number 2, the one I discovered Overkill on. That is 1987's Taking Over. This, yeah, definitely in that Thrasherpiece category. Tracks they still play to this day, like Wrecking Crew, Power Surge, and Union We Stand. There is not a second of weakness on this. Definitely check this one out too. All right. Leaving number 1 of this little mini ranking. And is this my overall number 1? You'll have to go check out for yourself. But love Overkill, but here is the number 1 from this little mini ranking. This is 1989's The Years of Decay. The last to feature Bobby Gustafson on guitar, and not the last time they were a 4-piece. They were for one other album, which was a Bloodletting. But anyways, here is the back cover. Some of my favorite Overkill songs are on this album. Elimination. That was bad, sorry. Anyways, Elimination. Love that song. I Hate. One of probably my overall favorite Overkill song is Playing with Spiders / Skull Crusher. Love that song. Wrapping up with Evil Never Dies, just a speedy thrash classic there. But there's the mini ranking and a bit of a look at this set, which I don't even know if I held up the hype sticker. I haven't cut it out yet. There is the hype sticker to this set. I see it's available all over the place, you know, Amazon. But yeah, I hope that helps you in your decision. And again, go out and check some of these other unboxing videos. They're fantastic. I've watched probably 3 or 4 already. And again, looking forward to a brand new album here in, hopefully in the first half of 2022 from Overkill, their 20th studio album. And I should mention before I go here, if you wanted a representation in a live album of Overkill, first 7 albums, so we would throw Feel the Fire in there. If you ever get a chance to, I'll just pull this out because it's kind of a glare. If you ever get a chance to pick this one up, and probably one of the only ones not to feature the classic logo. They made this, you know, kind of look like a bottle of whiskey or something like that. But this is Overkill Wrecking Your Neck live, 1985 to 1995. And that has tracks from all 6 of the albums from this set, plus Feel the Fire, the debut. So if you do have a chance to pick this one up, I highly recommend it. Or the one I'm spinning in the background, which is called Wrecking Everything. And yeah, anything live Overkill, it is really good. So anyways, hope you enjoyed that. Until next time, stay heavy.